Hey, and good morning, everybody. This is Sherman Ray, and this is Livin in Vegas podcast. Great show for you today, folks. Let's get it started. All right. Hey, and good morning, everybody. This is Sherman Ray, and this is Livin in Vegas magazine podcast. Want to welcome everybody to the show today. Um, it is the day after Groundhog Day, which means, for those of you who this might be your first time joining us, yesterday was my anniversary. So the lovely Mrs. Ray and I celebrated our 31st anniversary yesterday, and so we took the day off. You probably can understand why. On Groundhog Day and on our anniversary, always take the time off and just relax and kind of reconnect, that kind of stuff. So I've had a good time. Ate a great meal. Went out to the movies yesterday, which we've not done on a anniversary before. So we went out and saw the new Spider-Man show. That was fun. Had not seen the new Spider-Man show, and it's called No Way Home or something like that, It was it was actually very good. It was kind of a tearjerker at the end, but that's kind of the way it was. But so we enjoyed that movie a lot. Thank you everybody for all the well wishes for because not a lot of people have been married this as long as we have. You got it. I have to admit, I don't know. I know a lot of people who've been married that long, but not a lot of people have been married for as long as we have. And so we want to thank everybody um, for all of the well wishes, for all of the love that they poured out. Matter of fact, I'm looking on Facebook right now, and there's still how many? Oh my gosh, there's quite a few. Oh my gosh. I stopped counting yesterday because we were gone. So we had to leave and go start our dance. But thank you, everybody, for all of the well wishes. Um, and so we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. I mean, aside from our wedding or for our marriage, there was a lot of people married yesterday, too. It's one of those days, 2/2/22. A lot of people married yesterday here in Las Vegas. I wonder if we made it to the 5 billionth person. I mean, we got a lot of people on 5 millionth, I think it is. Person who's been married here. I know a billion would be a lot. Uh, I think the city is going for the 5 millionth person who's going to be married here in Las Vegas, and so it's still wedding month. February is wedding month. They want to push it through, get those people married. I've been married. I was married in Las Vegas, so I am one of those people. I hope you are too, that you were married in Las Vegas, and so yeah, it's so fun. A lot of stuff to talk about today. We've got a lot of things going on here in the valley, and I want to leave plenty of room because we actually have an interview that we're going to play today for Tom Reese. Now I'm having problems with this videotape, so I'm going to tell you right now we had some problems with it because for some reason I can't get it to work right. So it'll be a little glitchy at the beginning, but we'll get that going and you'll see it in its entirety. It's an extended. We may not play the entire thing, but it's pretty extended. Art interview with Tom Reese, and the reason why, maybe I'll tell you in just a minute. But there's a great interview. Also, we've got some great sporting events going on this week in Las Vegas. We're going to talk about that. I got to tell you, there's probably been never a better time to be in Vegas than right now because of all the things that are going on in the valley. You couldn't be in a better place. I mean, you really couldn't. I met a lady at an event just a couple of nights ago, and she talked about how she hated Las Vegas, and and I think there was something going on, maybe a little underlying thing that was going on there, because she'd been here 8 years now, and I'm thinking, well, if you hate the place so much, why are you still here? I can't wait to get out of this place, and I'm going, wow, but you're still here after 8 years. You could have left. It's not like you're broke and you can't leave. You have the means to leave, and you won't leave. So something tells me she still secretly loves Las Vegas. just like we do. Yeah, everybody loves Las Vegas. Why not? Sure. Yes, everybody loves Vegas. Um, so the magazine, I hope you have had a chance to go and check out our premiere edition, the premiere issue of Livin in Vegas magazine. It was it's still growing and growing and growing and growing in its readership. So we want to thank everybody who has been checking it out. You can go on our website at livininvegas.com. That's livin with no G, livininvegas.com. And you can check out the digital edition, or you can actually download it. So we've had a lot of people asking, hey, so how do I want to take it with me? And, some people want to read it on their magazine. So I can do it right here. I'll do it right now. So if you go to livininvegas.com, and I'm going to do it right now, folks. So for some of those, yep, there it goes. So it should be automatically. So it comes up. Oh, here, I'm going to go like that. So that's our website. And all you got to do is go down just a little couple of, there it is, right there. And actually right below, I'm gonna get rid of this real quick here because I know some people can't see it. All right, so because I'm right-handed. So right there is the magazine itself, but right below it, folks, it says download the PDF copy. So you just hit the download the PDF copy, and you're going to watch it. Oh, there it goes. And it will actually open up into the PD. That's actually the magazine. So you can actually, you can actually go to the pages. So you can scroll the pages of it. And that's our magazine. So you can actually read all the articles that are on there, which is really cool. And, and you can blow it up and make it, because some people can't read, pica that's like that big. And so you can read all the articles. One of my favorites on here, the brew pubs. So there's an article on here about brew pubs, and we have like 22 brew pubs to see in 2022. Yes. So you want to check that out. That was by Audrey May, and that kind of a great segue into what we're going to be doing in just a couple weeks. Just a couple of weeks, we actually have a mixer that's coming up, and it is the happy hour. The happy hour mixer, business mixer, and networking event. And it's going to be over at Tenaya Creek at 831 West Bonanza in Las Vegas, Nevada, 89106. So it'll start about 5:30 to about 7 o'clock. And we're looking really forward to the people, meeting people. We're getting getting rave people signing up for that. I think we're probably at about 50, 60 people that are going to show up to this event. So, folks, let us know. Okay, please let us know if you're going to go to the event. We will send you the link. You can register for it. You can go on our Facebook page and on our website. Or, once again, here, let's do this. I'm going to put my email address up here, and you can send me an email at info@livininvegas.com. It's info@livininvegas.com. I will send you the invite, the registration to register for this event. And the reason why we want you to do that is so we know who's going to be there and how many people are going to be there. We've had events where we've literally had hundreds of people show up, and we didn't have enough stuff for them, or the bar has to figure out, or wherever the venue has to figure out how we're going to service all these people. So let us know. Sign up for it. info@livininvegas.com. I will send you the registration for it, or below us or above us on our Facebook page, our group page, or on our business page. There's actually a link to the event, and you can actually do that. Okay. I think that's all the housekeeping I have to do, right? Yeah, I think that's it. All right. So. We got a lot of stuff going on here in the Valley. So this weekend, folks, we literally have the Pro Bowl. So the Pro Bowl is here in Las Vegas. Before that, it's Black History Month. Sorry. It's Black History Month. We want to make sure that you know that it's Black History Month. So many contributions by African Americans in America or just globally. And so I've been posting stuff. I really do. And I'm a history buff. So I'm a history buff and love to talk about history and especially blacks in the Revolutionary War. So that's my big thing. So check that out. I generally don't post it on our Livin in Vegas page, but I'll put it on my personal page. You can look me up. Just look me up at Sherman Ray. And generally I put that up there or I was the founder of the Black Business Chamber of Commerce, so I definitely put it on their page, that kind of stuff. So it's so observe Black History Month, and you know give a shout out to the guys. So let's start with this. Vegas Golden Knights. This was a great story. So on our website there's a link right on the top, and it's called the Second Man, or I forgot what it is. I forgot the name of it is. I think it is Last Man. Last Man. So what it is was it's an ad. It's a campaign to vote in the four remaining spots, or the last remaining spot, last man in, the last remaining spot for the NHL hockey All-Star game, which is like right now. Um, so the last guy that we needed to see get in on that roster was Jonathan Marchessault, okay, which is tough to say because I'm a Jamaican. Um, but he made it. So why was that so important? Well, the reason why he made it was because of you. You went onto our website. You went onto websites all over America, and you voted in the last guy. There was one guy out of each division that was voted into the uh, to to have his name put in to be on the NHL roster for the All-Star game. There were four guys, one guy in each division, and only one person was actually able to get in. And our guy, Jonathan Marchessault. So that's cool. So Vegas Golden Knights forward, it's been added to the 2022 Honda NHL All-Star Weekend roster, and the league announced it yesterday, which is great. So it'll be his first trip to the All-Star game and his ninth year as an NFL or NHL player. He was a candidate to be one of this year's last men in. Remember, we're saying last men in by Anaheim forward, but Anaheim forward Troy Terry ultimately won the fan vote for the Pacific. So that's cool, but we're going to make it. So I'm very excited. I can't, I think it shows the power of what we do here in Vegas. It really is. I think we do a great job of helping. So many of you know who Mackenzie Scott is. Mackenzie Scott is the former wife of, what's the guy's name? Gosh, I forgot the guy's name now. Amazon guy. Gosh, Jeff Bezos. So she did something. Now they divorced, a couple of years ago, I think it was. And because he's a billionaire, half of whatever he got went to her, half went to him. They parted ways. And she loves Vegas. I mean, she loves us. And she's actually given $5 million to communities and schools. It's CIS, it's in Nevada. And $5 million went to as the largest one-time donation in the organization's history. Wow. CIS, or Communities and Schools, is one of 40 affiliates of the 110 in the CIS network to receive funding. In total, Scott donated, guess how much money this woman donated? $133.5 million to CIS organizations. So this is great. Really do. We need more money for our schools. We need more money to actually drive kids to doing better things. Okay, and so we're very excited about that. Thank you so much, Miss Scott. Do we I've got time for one more? I'll do one more because we want to actually leave plenty of time for our interview with Tom Reese, and especially the interview or the intro that I want to give to. There was a study that was done, and it said half of Las Vegas workers have a high risk of automation. What does that mean? Recent study predicts thousands of local jobs could vanish to automation, and it says Las Vegas has the highest nation's percentage of those workers who are at risk of being replaced by technology. Now, the reason why is because we are a service-based community. I mean, we do a lot of things, bartenders, housekeeping, that kind of stuff, where those jobs generally can be done by a machine. Okay, so this study was saying. Now I'm going to read this because this is pretty amazing. The study by commodity.com says that more than, oh my gosh, 49% of Las Vegas workers, 49% of Las Vegas workers are at high risk of automation, while 42% of all workers in the USA, on average, face the same risk. Okay, so 42% versus 49%. The study says gaming dealers have a probability of automation of 96%. Wow. 96% chance that they're going to probably end your job as a dealer. Okay. Is it a likelihood? I would probably bet money on it. Okay, I really would bet money on it. Will there ever be a time when they pull people out of, out of um, the public eye? I don't think so. I think, especially because we're still tribal. We're still very people first kind of, a society. We want to see people. I personally, when I go to the grocery store, I always pick the line. Well, I shouldn't say always. I generally pick the line that has the cashier in it. I don't like going through the self serve unless I've only got one or two things. I generally will go to the aisle with the cash register where the person is at because I want to talk to somebody. I want to say something to somebody. If you haven't noticed, I'm a very talkative person. And so is there a likelihood that people will be obsolete completely? I don't think so. But, folks, do not, if you are a dealer or if you're somebody who's in one of those professions where they can automate what you do, they're quickly moving in that direction. And COVID has not helped this at all. Okay. Anyways, so I'm going to leave plenty of time here. So we have an interview with Tom Reese, and Tom Reese is just a prolific writer. I've known Tom for probably, I don't know, a couple of years now, at least a decade where I've known Tom, and prolific writer. He just got signed to a new book deal, and he has got the Huntington series, local guy, and we thought it would be very interesting to have him on. And we pre-recorded this interview with him, and we wanted to make sure you saw it. Like I said, please bear with us for just a minute because the first half or the first part of it got some glitchy things in it, but it's all right, folks. I had some technical difficulties with the videotape. It's an extended video. We will break into it in just a couple minutes, but wanted you to see a little bit of it. This is Tom Reese, folks. Our interview with Tom Reese, who is the author of the Huntington series, and he'll tell you a little bit more. Okay, here we go. To edit this. Tom, how are you doing this morning?
Doing really well. How are you, Sherman?
I'm doing well, man. Think things going well, I hope, on your end?
Yeah, they are. They are, plugging away through the pandemic and everything. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. Tom, a lot of people don't know we actually met quite a couple of years ago. And
it's been probably a decade or better now, yeah.
Yeah, and when we first met, you were a publisher. I don't know how. Remind me, how did we finally meet? Because I had a restaurant, and you and your lovely wife Kathy, who we've got to get on the show at some point. We actually met. So tell us a little bit about that. You remember that?
Yeah, when we first met, actually, at that time I had been writing and co-producing with my wife Kathy, a audio drama radio program on KDAWN here in Las Vegas. And it was a weekly series, audio dramas. Actually, the characters of the Huntingtons, which are in this book that we're going to be talking about today, were originally conceived for that format, for the audio dramas. And it was full cast. We had actors, local Las Vegas actors here, original music written by my wife, musician Kathy Reese. We did all of our own sound effects, all of our own production, and it was aired weekly. And a publisher had actually contacted me liked the program a lot, liked the stories a lot, and said, hey, we'd like to release some of these. So we had some of those released on CD at that time, back in the days when there actually were CDs.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked into your coffee shop and had some of these CDs, and I said, hey, would you mind putting some of these up in your store and, selling them? And so you were very open to it, and we actually started a relationship from there. I got to know you and your wife Linda, and you got to know me and my wife Kathy, and
Mm-hmm.
we saw each other many, many times over the years, and did some events at your coffee shop, and that's pretty
Yeah.
much where we began.
I'll tell you, isn't that funny how things just kind of go full circle that way?
Yeah.
'Cause I remember a lot of people really digging. We're going to talk a little bit about that series that you had too, especially the audio series. A lot of people, when they came into the shop, they really dug this. I mean, they were saying, "Man, this reminds me of the old uh, series where people did audio books." But this the series you did wasn't just a regular audio series. It had full sound effects, like you were saying,
Mm-hmm.
trains, all that kind of stuff,
Yep.
and that. But now you got a new book out, and
Yes.
we were talking a little bit about that. So, what's the name of the new book you got?
You can put it right up here. It's called The
Sure.
Fires of the Etesi. It's
Uh-huh.
a Huntington adventure. Um, Basically, it's about it's an adventure thriller. The Rod of Aaron, which is a biblical artifact thought to be lost to the ages, it's been hidden away for centuries. In real life, it's never been found. But in the book, it's been guarded by a secret brotherhood dedicated to its preservation. Now it's been stolen, and multiple factions, all with their own agendas, are in pursuit of this relic, and it actually may be the key to initiating Armageddon. So that brings a little bit of tension there.
Oh.
Rescue and recovery specialist Mark and Dana Huntington, who are the stars of this series, they're a married couple.
Mm-hmm.
They rescue people and recover items of great value for a living. They're hired to find this sacred scepter, and they're immediately plunged into all kinds of danger, frenzied struggles. There's a fiery menace called the Etesi, who is one of the villains, and so they're kind of racing across the globe trying to get this Rod of Aaron. They start off in South America at the beginning of the book. They end up in Turkey and then into Egypt. So it's a fun ride.
Oh my gosh, this reminds me of kind of like a gosh, what was it? The Raiders of the Lost Ark type thing, where I mean, you've got adventures, you've got people trying to get things, people coming after people. Where's the inspiration from this book come from?
A lot of people do compare these books to Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yeah, I'm probably somewhere in there that was some inspiration because, obviously, like everybody else growing up in that era, I saw those movies. And so I'm sure there's some of that in there, but that wasn't the immediate thought process behind it. When I first conceived this series, it was for the audio dramas. So I was looking for something fun and exciting with a lot of action where we could throw in all the sound effects and keep it moving and grab people's attention. We really wanted people to be able to get involved and engrossed in the story and transported to the world of the story. And I also wanted to have something where it was a husband and wife couple. A lot of times you would have, the male protagonist, and he'd have a different woman he was with every single story or every single movie or whatever. And it was always that kind of thing. I wanted it to be something where, they had a real connection. They were married. There was the bickering, there was the fun, there was all that goes into a real relationship. So that's really at the core what I was thinking. And then I thought, well, what do I have these people do? How do I put them into these situations? I didn't want to put them into an organization like the CIA or anything like that. I wanted it to be more independent. So I thought of the idea of having them be rescue and recovery specialists. The
Hmm.
husband Hunt is former military. The wife is British. She's actually Vietnamese British ancestry, and she was in MI6, which is like the British CIA. So that's their background, and now they go and basically work for reward money. If they see there's a reward out for
Oh,
something,
okay. Yeah.
they go out there and they find the missing person or the lost relic or whatever it is, and usually they end up in some sort of fantastical adventure along the way, usually something with some supernatural elements, which again would be kind of like the Raiders of the Lost Ark thing.
Yeah.
But it always lends itself to just a lot of fun, and a lot of twists and turns and action.
Well, that is exciting, folks. And for you folks that are just joining us, I'm with Tom Reese. He's the author of the thrilling, I'll tell you, this is going to be a thrilling book. It's called, once again, Tom, it's called Fires of the Attessi, correct?
Fires of the Attessi, yes.
And this is a fun ride already. I can already tell. Tom, do you think can you see this thing on the small screen or maybe the big screen at some point?
I would love to, and I hope to.
Was that like the thinking behind it when you were writing it? Maybe something that could do.
When I first started the characters with the series, again, it was for audio dramas, so it was kind of like everything with a movie except for the visuals. So it's always had that kind of cinematic aspect to it. I hope that one day it might. I actually did pitch the concept to CBS several years ago. Nothing ever came of it then.
Okay.
I do write screenplays as well as books. I had a screenplay last year that got some nibbles from some production studios, but to date.
All right. Oh, okay. All right. So that was part one of the interview I had with Tom Reese. I'm not going to play the whole thing because we actually have a little bit more for that that interview, but it was fun, just fantastic. And the reason why it is so timely now, and I only have a couple minutes left, is because Tom Reese now just let everybody know that he got a contract to write his next book, which is actually a part of the series of the Huntington series, and you might have seen him allude to that. So very excited about it. And Tom contacted me, goes, Sherm, hey, got to make sure you put that interview up there because it's it all kind of in keeping. So that's very, very cool. Thank you so much for that. So we'll play the rest of it. Maybe we'll play the rest of it tomorrow. And we've got a few more interviews lined up with some cool people. Heather Fisher, who is who you'll find out about. She actually is co-owner of a bicycle shop in Las Vegas, and also a travel agency. So can't wait to see her. Boy, things are getting bright right here on the side of my face too. So I want to remind you, though, folks, that in just in a couple weeks, we actually have an event coming up, and it's our mixer, and it is the Happy Hour. And so the Happy Hour is going to be over at Tenaya Creek Brewery, 831 West Bonanza, and I'm looking really forward to this. I really am. We've done a lot of events. Matter of fact, Facebook just reminded me of how many events I've actually done over the years, and we've done close to 100 events. That's a lot. That's a lot of events we've done. And this one is going to be just as cool. We're going to be doing these bi-monthly, so which means every 2 weeks we're going to be doing an event that is going to focus around business owners and just getting people out and stuff like that. Gilda, many of you will hear her name more and more. Gilda Graham, who is our director of sales and business development, said, "Hey, let's do a women's event. I think that'd be really fun. So we can actually do something like that." And I said, "Yes, we're going to definitely do that." So we'll start reaching out to a lot of the women out there who are part of our mailing list. And if you want to be on our mailing list, really, it's really easy to do. All you've got to do is send me an email, or you can leave your name below me here at on our Facebook Live page, or on YouTube, wherever you might see this at. You can send me an email at info@livininvegas.com. It's info@livininvegas.com. Get on our mailing list so you can actually get invites to some of the events we're going to be doing. And it's going to be fun. We're just looking forward to having a great time. Anyways, we got to go, folks. It's been fun today. I thank you so much once again for being a part of the show. This has been Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas magazine, and we'll be here again tomorrow. We'll be here tomorrow. Okay, so you can check us out tomorrow for Livin in Vegas magazine, the podcast. We'll see you later, folks. Bye bye.